Trauma to testimony encompasses the proclamation of the truth and narratives of believers who have endured trauma and shook up their pain and purposely walk daily in their victories, giving God their yes. We are standing and affirming Revelation 12:11 on this podcast. Listen, the surrender, the resurrection, overcoming trauma, the becoming better, the inner work you have to do, all heavy. Join me each week as we dissect the walk of faith we take as Christian women who have endured some of life's pain and struggles. We will dive into having the hard conversations to grow a deeper relationship with God. This right here is from my girls who have endured trauma but have a lot of Jesus. Welcome back to the Trauma to Testimony podcast. This is your girl, Tony, and I am so glad to be with you. And we are starting the holiday Heal and Chill series. So, Heal and Chills are when we, just get together in a community and we talk about just healing. And it's a sense of talking about just those healing conversations that we never really talk about on a day to day. So, I'm so happy that this is the first installment of Heal and Chills, which I'm sure and I'm praying and hoping that one day it's going to be, or not praying and hoping, one day it is going to be just something that's brought in the community as a live event, something that's brought in our membership program, just for us to heal and chill. Because when you're in a relaxed environment or when you're in a place where you're able to chat among people that's like you, or chat among people you feel comfortable around, or conversation topics that you just need to talk about and get off your chest, then you're more open to having that conversation. You're more open to saying what's really going on. So I'm so excited to do this. And yes, it's about the holidays because this time is so just special to me now, but it wasn't always that way. Holidays used to bring a lot of heaviness, a lot of grief. It used to bring just a lot of reminders of the pain I went through when you're, having to be around those who may have hurt you, and you having to, some of us aren't spending the holidays with the ones that we love, and you have been through, just some heaviness. Holidays in this time of year where it's about, family, and it's about being with others, and it's about, joy and cheer and thankfulness. And sometimes, let's be real, you don't always feel that in your heart. So it's not always easy to, you know, be, just in that feeling during the holidays. So this was a series that I started on my blog a couple of years ago, and just coming up with resources, talking about different topics, and doing a lot of different research, because I indeed a couple of years had suffered from holiday blues because of just my past and everything. And I didn't even know what it was until I started to really research and understand, like, why am I feeling this way, going to therapy about it, really taking the time to do the work on myself. Over the years, I've realized that, wow, this is an actual thing. And, of course, in no way is this, just this podcast in exchange for mental health or therapy in that way, but it is an exchange for you to get the encouragement that you need to go to those resources, to get the help that you need, the encouragement that you need to make sure that you are putting things in place to be healthy this holiday season, to be healthy in your healing period. So this first episode is going to encourage you to take back your holidays. So the reason I say take back your holidays is because holidays are a season where you can embrace love, joy. You have Thanksgiving that makes you think about thankfulness and being grateful, and really taking those steps to, really invite that time of cheer into your heart, into your life. So, taking back your holidays is just a reflection piece for you to do, because the thing is, you have to realize that a lot of the times when we're going through things, we don't take enough time to reflect. We don't take enough time to say, hey, you know what? Something is going on, and I need to really dig into this and get clarity so that I can know that, you know, this may help me to get better, so that I can know my resources, so that I can understand what is going on. Like, we don't take enough time in our healing process to have clarity around what we want. And that's because we're always being fed into what we should be. Like, when you open up your phone, you're always being told about different things in life. When you open up the social media apps, you're always seeing other ways to be. But a lot of the times we don't really take the time to tune in into who we are, because who we are is always a part of us. Like, I believe that God always designed, who we would be. Like, yes, we're figuring out, but God already knows. And everything that is happening in our lives, whether, it's designed to or whether God allows it, it's something that it always adds up to who we were always supposed to be. So once you start thinking like that and know that, okay, I am truly, just this individual who is finding my way, I'm finding my path, and, God does good things for me, and you're starting to invite that truth in your life, then you know that even in the midst of this holiday season, or when you start feeling those emotions come back up, or when you start feeling maybe the holiday blues, or you start feeling depressed this time of year, or you don't want to go outside, it's a lot of different things that goes into it. And, I just encourage you to really just do your own research as well, because this is something that I really do see a lot of people suffer from this time of year. Although, I know we have this surface thing of everybody, celebrating the holidays, and we have all of these Christmas pictures and Thanksgiving pictures, and everybody's smiling and everybody's happy, and the impression of social media is that everything is going good and everybody's happy and everything's joyful. Like, we get the real stuff sometimes, but most of the time it's this curated image. And the thing is, I would hate for you to continue to try to be healing and you have to curate your healing. You should be able to walk in authentically and genuinely when it comes to your healing, whether it's the holidays or not. Your healing should be an open expression of who you are. So I have 4 reflection questions for you to ask when taking back your holidays. Okay. So we're going to go through each question, and I'll give you like a little bit of feedback on, maybe some of the things you should be thinking about, maybe some of the things to expound upon when going through each question. Okay. So, number 1 is, each year around this time, I start to feel blank. Now, with this fill in the blank question, this is an open ended question. This is something that you're supposed to be able to really just expound on your feelings, expound on how you feel. Don't, shut yourself out. Make sure that you really talk about the real when it comes to this. Like, around this time of year, what happens? Like, you start to feel what? Give the feeling an expression, a name. Give it just your all. Like, what do you feel? Is it mixed emotions? Is it a few things that you feel? Is it that you miss someone? Is it that you don't feel like going anywhere? Is it, you can even go to the simple things like, is it because it's cold outside? Like, I start to feel like, man, I can't go outside, man. Just really be open and honest in that part with yourself. So, number 2, why do I feel this way? So, this question is a follow up question to the first question, because you need to ask yourself, why do you feel that way? and the why is going to help you understand where you are emotionally, where you are in your feelings. Why do I feel this way? Like, why? What happened in my history? What happened in my story that makes me feel this way this time of year? Okay. Number 3, are there any things I can do to feel better this year around the holidays? Now, this question lets you know that, to take back that, you know, authority that you have. Take back, just being the thought that you may have that you cannot do anything to stop these feelings. Okay? The truth is you can do things that can help you feel better in this area. Now, the thing is, you may need to get some assistance with it. You may need to do some research. You may need to, for me, I go on Pinterest a lot to find journal prompts, to, find just different little infographics about things with trauma, just because that's something that I'm trying to understand for myself. So you got to think about, even with the holidays, is there anything that you can do? Could decorating help? Could you fully embracing, just this idea of the holidays that you want to have? Can you get to feeling better? Can you mend some relationships? What can you do to make sure that this year goes differently? Okay. And so, our fourth and final question is, who or what may I need to help me get through this holiday season? So, the thing is, resources are great. Resources are great. Sometimes we know exactly the things that we need to make the change, but a lot of the times we don't put the things that will make the change in place so that we can have that ideal change. So with this, I want to encourage this question. I want to encourage you to really dig deep on just making you a data bank of resources of who's and what's and what can help you get through this holiday season. Maybe it's including yourself around certain people. Maybe it's making sure that you don't have the holidays or spend the holidays with certain people because maybe it's triggering. Maybe it's at a place where you're not able to share those moments because you want to feel joyful, you want to feel cheer, you want to feel, those feelings of thankfulness, but certain people trigger you. Let's be honest, and maybe you do need to speak with a life coach, or maybe you need to speak with a therapist, or maybe you need to speak with your mom about just some things that took place, or you may need a journal to get through. You may need a community group to be involved in so that you can you know have those healthy conversations during the holidays. So you got to think about what you may need to help you get through the holiday season. And with all of these questions, don't be afraid to go deep. Go deep so that you can take back your holidays, so that you can show up and live for the holidays. And then one last thing I want to say is that it is totally okay to feel what you feel. It is totally okay. That change of feeling that you get in this time of year is not nothing. Is not something that is, you know, not normal. It's not something that, you can't talk about, or you feel that you have to be silent about because there's so much joy and cheer. The thing is about your healing happens when you're being real, when you're being honest about what is going on. The healing happens when you're able to say, hey, you know what, this is what it is. Now how can I take it And how can I work on it? How can I show up to make sure that I'm showing up as the best version of myself? I may not have it all within me, but I'm sure that God will provide the right people, the right places, and the right resources for me to get well. And that's the thing when it comes to it. I want to just remind you, thank you, Holy Spirit, remind you of just a story in the Bible, the healing at the pool, where the man was paralyzed, and he had been suffering, I believe, for like 38 years. And, he watched all these people go by and get their healing, and he blamed, and projected just his inability to get well on others that was passing him by, that nobody helped him, that everybody was, just all for themselves and everything. And the simple thing, Jesus could have really just been like, hey, you know what? Let me touch you and pick you up. Let me do this. But no, Jesus said, you want to get well? Then get up and pick up your mat, meaning that there was something inside of him that had to know that he could make change. There was something inside of him to know that, it was always inside of him. And it just reminds me of just Jesus being Emmanuel, God within us. Like, you have to understand that it's always within you. Like, if the true work is within us, we have to dig deep and know that we're going to be okay. Know that if we want true healing and we want to get well, that we have to get up and pick up our mat sometimes, that we have to get up and keep walking. So this part of taking your holidays is really understanding that, okay, this is what's wrong, but these are the things that I need to do to feel better. These are the things that I need to do to get, the best help, and make sure that year to year, I'm not still in this place of suffering, but indeed I am getting well. So get up, pick up your mat, and walk this holiday season. So, and I can't wait. I'm so excited because even in this series, we'll be talking about prayer and developing a relationship with God throughout the holidays so that you can start feeling that true joy. So I am so excited to just continue this series. So I will talk to you next week. All right. So I love you. Bye. Hey there, healing besties. I want to invite you into a space of grace, healing, and growth this holiday season with the Holiday Heal and Chill series here on Trauma to Testimonies platforms. We will be diving into the holiday season, a more healed version of ourselves with a lot of boundaries, resources, chatting it up about healing, and of course, a whole lot of Jesus that we all need. Go to the link below or go to www.traumatotestimony.org/holiday heal and chill so that you can get locked in to all of the good things that are coming this holiday season. You will not want to miss this opportunity to be with your sisters, healing besties, just in a space of healing and community. I hope to see you there.